So in the previous video we styled the header section, and now we're going to work on getting the showcase styled the way that we want to. Some things, I'm going to set a min height on the showcase division. The showcase division spans the whole width of the page. There's that container class in it that's 85% of the page width. I think I'm only going to italicize the John Muir this time instead of the entire quote. We're going to need to increase the size of the paragraph font, and we're going to need to add some padding on the container class, and we're going to need to add some min heights. So let's go ahead and get started with trying to make this look a little bit better. So I'm going to come down here and put a hidden comment in. I'm going to say, hey, we're going to be styling the showcase at this point. And we're going to start with modifying the showcase division. So we're going to go div pound showcase. And then we're going to take and apply a min height to the showcase of 400 pixels. And for the showcase, that's the only change that I'm going to make. And what you're going to see when we refresh it is this: the newsletter division should push down 400 pixels. And now what we're going to do is take the container class that's inside of the showcase division, and we're going to style this. And there's a border on it. I'm going to make the border visible here for just a minute so we get an idea of what's going on the page. So div pound showcase, there's a container division inside of it, right? So we've got our showcase division right here, and inside of the showcase there's the container that's keeping everything centered and max width of 85%, and that container holds our header level 1 and our paragraph with our quote. We put the span on the quote so that we could style it with italics. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and dump a border on this real quick. We'll remove it when we're done, or before we're done even. So border, we're going to go 2 pixels solid black, just so that we can see where it's at. Except you have to save the change. Oop, and you have to spell container right. You got to do a whole bunch of things, and they all have to be done right, or nothing happens. So there it is. So right now the container doesn't have a max width applied, so the showcase division has that max width of 400. The container class is just high enough to contain the header and the paragraph in it that has the quote. So for next thing I'm going to do is match the min height. I'm going to take the container that's inside of the division and make his min height the same, and then we're going to put a background image into this. So we're going to do those 2 changes next. I'm going to go min height is going to be 400 pixels to match the showcase division, and then I'm going to put a background image into it whose URL, got to do it right though, whose URL is, so my style sheet is inside of the style sheets folder. So in order to get into the images folder and down to the pipe lake.jpg image that I want to set for the background, I'm going to have to use the / to get out of the style sheets folder, look in the images folder, look for the pipe lake.jpg image, and if we save that, we can take a look at how things have changed. So hit save, and then what you're going to see is it's a lot different than what I have here, and we need to do a couple things to it. We need to tell it not to repeat, and then I also want to tell it to, so right now it's repeating. We want to tell it not to repeat, and we want it to center. So we're going to make those 2 changes. So we're going to go background repeat. It's going to be no no repeat, and then background position, we want to center it. So we'll make those two changes, and that should clean up that background image a bit so that it's looking more like what we have on the other image. So we can, and you can see that the container division is actually, because it's 85% of the page width right now, it's actually wider than the background image is. If I try to narrow the page down, they'll slowly hit to where they match. And now you can see that the page isn't adaptive yet, because up here everything's going to start to run together. So the adaptivity of it, to adapt it to smartphones, for example, we're going to work on that after we lay out the initial page, and then we'll work back through and make it adapt to smartphones and tablets. So I'm going to go ahead and take that border off now, because the border was just there to kind of give you a sense for where it is. So there it is without the border. You can see that we need some, on the top of this container, we need some padding to push the header down. We want to increase the font size on the paragraph. And I almost think that the line height in here should probably be increased. So I'm going to go into div pound showcase dot container. Oh, we can still work in the container. We can go margin, no, padding. Let's go padding at the top, not margin. We want to apply it on the interior of the box. Padding top, let's do just the regular one. We'll just do 1M and see how that looks. And then inside the showcase division, let's do line height of 1.5 M's and see how that looks. Take a peek at it. So hit refresh. Maybe even 2 M's on the line height. Let's see how that looks. I like that better. And then we need to get the font size on the paragraph changed. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that next. So div.showcase. If you're inside the showcase division and you happen to be, if you're inside the showcase division and you are a paragraph tag, then we're going to want you to be font size. I'm going to go with 1.2 M's. And while we're at this, let's go ahead and take care of that span. So div pound showcase. If you're a span in that division, we want you to be italicized. So font style is going to be italic. Italic. I almost wonder if it would look better bold. Font weight. Let's just see what it looks like. We might want the whole paragraph to be bold. Let's take a look at that. So italicized and bold. We'll leave it like that. I think that looks good. Again, not adaptive yet, because if we shrink it down when we get to tablet size, bang, things are going to break. But that's what we're going to work on later. First, we need to style the page the way we want it. Then we're going to work on making it adaptive. So on to the next video. We're going to work on the newsletter division next.